Green means go. Green means go. We're live. All right. So yesterday I had a very eventful day. I've been out and about. I woke up at like 6:30 and I was on the road by 7. I've been on the road just driving everywhere all day yesterday. There was a sale. I'm a big snowboarder. There was a sale at the American Dream Mall. Have you ever been?
That's in Jersey, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I've been there.
Right there by East Rutherford.
Yeah.
And so I went to the sale. I copped out on some new snowboard boots. I copped out on a new jacket. So that was like a good come up for me because everything was like 60% off, 65% off. Like it was amazing, right?
Right.
So I've been doing this thing recently though. When I get to a new area, I try to find an adventure. I try to find something to do, right? Whether it's a hike, a bike ride, or something scenic that I feel like can tell a story or have a good time. So that's what I ended up doing. I went on Google and I was like, hiking trails near me. All right. I found this trail called Hemlock Trail where it brought me to the Hemlock Falls in New Jersey.
Nice.
It's raining. I got my Insta360. I got a bucket hat. So screw it. We're going to go. Right. So we go, we do a nice, wonderful trail. It's hot. It's humid. It starts to rain. Right. And then later in the day, I had plans with my friends to go to Lehighton. So I drive to Lehighton and I'm like, yo, I can't go in there with all this clothes. That's all dirty, messy. I need to find something new. So I go to Salvation Army. I'm like, cool. We're gonna do a little vlog at Salvation Army. Well, that Salvation Army was pretty uneventful. There wasn't much there.
Yeah.
Right? But I was able to cop out, get my stuff, and then I ended up showing up to my friend's house in Lehighton. Now I did this thing yesterday called they were preparing for Elements Music Festival. Are you familiar with Elements?
Yeah. It's big. Elements is huge. I've heard it for the last couple, like 3 or 4 years. Somebody introduced it to me. It's EDM, right?
Yes, correct. EDM over there at the Pocono Raceway. Right. And they were doing these like, I don't know, festival bracelets and creating all types of arts and crafts. So I decided, all right, we're going to do this fuse art, right? First thing I did was I created a Squirtle. Came out great. Loved it, right? Squirtle from Pokemon. Right. And I was like, you know what? Let's try to get a little bit more in tune with this. So I decided, I said, let's do the Titanic, right?
Okay.
Brother, I showed you what I made, all right? I show you what I made. I didn't start my time. I show you what I made, and that took me, all jokes aside, 2 hours. 2 hours to place all those little beads in their place, right? Carpal tunnel setting them in. I'm like, I have to do this. I'm like, yo, I'm cramping pretty bad now too. Yeah. And my friend's like, I'm like, yo, could you press it on the iron for me? Because I was unfamiliar with how to do that. Well, long story short, guys, it didn't make it. And I'm very disappointed in that. But I'm glad I got the photo before it happened because
the photo's nice.
Now I got proof
that
I put my effort and all my time into that.
Right.
2 hours sitting there. Like I stopped talking. You ever just been locked in? You just stopped talking?
100%.
That's literally what happened to me. They're like, oh, you good over there? I'm like, nah, don't worry about me. I'm just, I'm counting how many beads I need to put. It was such a great time. Now I'm considering opening up an SD shop with those type of beads art.
Right.
I'm capping. I'm capping. But I can see how people can make a living off of that because it's very time consuming.
Yeah.
And then I drove home and all of a sudden a thunderstorm comes by. It's like a live action tsunami. And I've got some pretty good experience in being in some pretty bad weather. I do this segment called Kevin the Weatherman here reporting to you live from where I'm at. But it was so bad that I couldn't, bro. I was blinded. Windshield wipers going as fast as they could.
Yeah.
Pure pitch black because the thunderstorm clouds started rolling in and like you and I were talking before, you were saying 4th of July weekend that the weather took a turn for the worse and
it was crazy.
Trees were down, so on and so forth. I was driving to my mom's house that same day they were referring to, and I saw a transformer like just like
oh wow
I was like, oh, fireworks.
Fireworks.
I'm like, oh, that's a bit early, but yeah, man. I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here, driving from this place, that place, it's good to take some time for yourself, man. Exactly. Living. That's what I'm doing, man. And we are here living episode 173 of the Middleman Podcast featuring my guy, the real Zelly Zel. Welcome to the show, bro. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to finally make it here, actually. I feel like it's been a long time coming,
Finally is the key word. Yeah, that's the key word of the statement right there. Because, I've known of you and your music and your art for quite some time, even before you had a tragedy that we're going to speak on. Right. But, like you've been prominent. There's a lot of mutuals that we have. You have a very recognizable look. Like if we were in a room and you were all the way on the other side of the room, I'd be able to be like, oh, that's Zelly Zel. Because there's not much people that look like you, bro. You got a great sense of fashion, one hell of a set of hair.
Thank you.
And you're doing it, bro. You're making yourself well known, man. So thank you for being here, taking the time out of your day, coming from where?
Poconos, from East Stroudsburg specifically.
The 570.
The 570.
Born and raised there?
Nah, not born. I was raised there for sure, but I was born in the Bronx though.
Very nice, very nice. So how long have you been in the Poconos?
Last like 20-something years.
20-something years. So like
maybe 22, 23 years.
Elementary school, intermediate, junior, high school, all right there.
Right.
I got that. I respect that, man. I'm the same way. I say I'm from the Poconos, born somewhere else, but I grew up in the Poconos. Mount Pocono to be specific. Toby Hanna, also known as Toby Harlem, for those of you who know. Yeah.
I never heard of that. Okay, that's new to me.
Toby Harlem and 570 PCP, you heard?
You heard?
That's where we from, bro. That's where we from. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. So, let's talk about it, man. You're a musical talent. You've done multiple interviews. Shout out to 107.5 The Diamond Radio.
Shout out 107.5, man. Great guys over there.
Yes, fantastic. DJ AR, DJ Mac Lamar. I had the pleasure of sitting down and actually seeing your episode to just kind of catch myself up on what's going on in your life.
Right.
You've done TV interviews. You've done the real interviews, which on your YouTube, which I have a question. Are those self-made interviews?
Yeah. Me and my DSP Mellow Media and shot by on Ice.
Okay.
We all we'll set it up in a room, and usually we'll ask me questions and I'll just answer them. Just freeball it. Because it's usually like, he asked really good questions that pertain to, how my life has been going throughout the year or what have you. And we just, for lack of a better term, we shoot the shits.
Yeah. I love it, man. I've took the time to see those interviews, and I like how it's presented. I like how organic they are. They have like the subtext of the question being asked.
Right.
And you just answering them organically, So that's something that you do from time to time. And that's a great thing for yourself to do because it allows for people to hear you when you're not actually performing,
right?
Or just listening to your music. And I think that's important. It shows that side of who you really are beyond the music,
right? Like, give them the side of the real,
of the real
on the day-to-day
the real Zelly Zel, man. And so I had a great time watching these interviews and getting to learn a little bit about you. And to my understanding, you were a part of 2 rap groups.
I was
at a younger age. More so producing.
Like producer heavy at first. And like, I mean, I would rap too. Like, in those rap groups, definitely like it started off with me making the beat, and then the other artists would make the song, and I would throw a verse on it, or I might do the hook. I've always kind of had a thing for making hooks. Like I've always wanted to be able to, and I've always felt like I've had like a natural just gravity towards making hooks. So that's how it started off. And then eventually I transitioned to a solo artist.
Well, let's take a few steps back here because I'm very intrigued because like being a producer is like probably number one, the first steps to creating a track, right? Is to create the beat and to produce a style of what you want to portray for people listening. So producing for you, how did you get in that lane? Because, most people, they start with like the I want to be a musical artist type of talent.
Right.
And, being a lyricist, whatever the case may be, but you chose a different route and then developed into a musical talent.
Right. Because like I never even, when I was growing up, I didn't have any interest in being an artist. That wasn't something that was on my radar or my mind. But I did karate when I was young. I did a bunch of sports, basketball, football, baseball at a certain point. So I've always kind of just like thrown myself into things. And like my mom has always accommodated me. When I told her I want to do something, she would, put me in it. So band was one of those things where I was like, I wanted to initially play the saxophone for some reason, just to do it. Like,
okay.
And then I ended up actually playing the trombone in band. But it's funny because I didn't want to stay. Once I started band, I just felt like, I don't know, it wasn't as cool to me personally that I thought it would be. But my mom didn't let me quit. At the time, I was pissed off about it. But like in hindsight, that's really what led to where I am now. So like going from, I was in band 5th grade to when I graduated, senior year.
Oh, wow. Okay. Playing the trombone the whole time.
Trombone,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a heavy instrument.
Yeah, it is. It is. Definitely got to use your arm for that. So like, that was the start. Like that was my production before production.
Gotcha.
That was my natural way of learning music theory and all that, was being in band. Subconsciously, I'm not like thinking I'm gonna take any use from this.
Yeah.
But there was times in band where like we're warming up, and then like in my head, I'm imaging sounds that will go with the sounds that we're playing currently. Just naturally, like I was just naturally kind of doing creative things in my mind with the sounds. And then senior year is when I started. I mean, it's a layered story.
Let's hear it.
Cause like, all right,
That's what we're here for, man.
it went from band to
Not a lot of people know sorry to interrupt. Not a lot of people know the backstory of these interviews. Like, I mean, like I'm hearing them, but what I like to do is I want you to expand. You know, there's a lot more. So let's continue onward, please.
So like, my parents had bought a piano for my sister to learn at the house, and she was taking lessons on the piano. But well, it was a keyboard. I found interest in it, just like messing around with it and dabbling. Just me, just like again, just being curious and being interested in doing things. I just started messing around with the keyboard, and then my brother-in-law one day showed me how to make a beat on that keyboard.
Gotcha.
Just natural things.
Yep.
He just did it just because that's the type of guy he is. He's the type of guy to show you stuff. And so I started making beats on that keyboard. And then I started posting the beats I would make on Facebook to the point where my best friend was like, yo, he started rapping. He was like, yo, you should be my producer. I'm like, all right, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Sound good to me. So that was how my first rap group started, because his father was a producer. He produced for Jaheim, and he was a producer under Teddy Riley back in the day. So he was able to give me my first official beat program and kind of like show me the ropes a little bit. And that led to where
that's awesome, man.
Today, yeah.
So did you have like a producer named, a producer tag or anything of the sort? Or has it always been?
Well, it went from my first moniker was it was D-Zel. Because my name is Denzel. So it was D-Zel was my moniker at first. And then my best friend, who I was in a rap group with, he was like, yo, why don't you just drop the D? Just go by Zel.
Yeah.
So I went by Zel for years after that, until I realized that there's too many other Zels, which made it hard for people to find my music. So now I go by TheRealZellyZel because I'm the only one that goes by that.
I love it, man. It's very prominent, and you are real all the time. You know, you talk about it in your music. Yeah. You can hear the stories, like, because you have a very good knack for like storytelling, creating a vision, you know, walking people through what's going on in your life, while also, you know, you speak on real things like that happen to you. You don't stray away from being authentic, and it's real. Hence the real Zelly Zel. That's why he's here today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So you were in two rap groups, and then, you know, you elevated, became a full blown artist around the time. When did that happen? Senior year of high school, you said?
Well, I started. That's when I started becoming a producer and getting into rap groups. With senior year. Then I got when I went to college, my best friend went to New York, so I ended up starting a rap group with somebody else that I started hanging out with in college. Shout out to Late. And shout out my best friend too, Ethan. So like, yeah, in college, that's when I got in the rap group with the Late. And that was when I was going to ESU. And then after, we was in a rap group until that's like 2012 to 2014.
Okay.
And then he also moved to New York. And then, like, in general, our lives were kind of taking its course.
Yes.
And that's when, like, you know, when he was doing his thing and I'm doing my thing on my own, that's when I realized that, you know, being a solo artist is kind of like with the next chapter.
The way to go.
Yeah.
Evolution, that's how it is.
Right.
So may I ask you this, when you were in rap groups as to who you are now, is your music style different? Was there like a different flow? You know, I feel like nowadays, you said it, you do a lot of music for the ladies. You know, a ladies man, a man of the ladies, if you would. But
100%.
Has your sound evolved since then? Like what you were putting back in a group, or was that always kind of the flow and the vibe that you were trying to put out for yourself?
No, it's definitely evolved. Like when you first started like making songs and rapping, it wasn't, the verses just had to, I just wanted to sound cool and the flow to sound cool. But at first, I didn't know how to put my real life stories into interesting stories on songs yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely something that involved like when I started doing solo songs. That's when I really needed a learning curve of figuring out how to put my actual life and actual feelings, emotions into a story that doesn't sound like boring.
Gotcha. Okay.
It still sounds like so like there's an art to it. So it's like you gotta learn how to the song write so that it's just interesting, regardless of what the topic is. So I had to learn how to do that while also putting my life story in it.
Yeah.
Which is like it's easier said than done.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. Who'd you turn to kind of help you like get that, infuse it to make it more interesting?
Well, I definitely. So I was with a business partner from 2015 to 2024, and her name was Amber, and she helped push me a lot in trying to like find my sound and find my story within the songs and everything. So I gotta give her a lot of credit because she helped push me in that direction, and then outside that, it was just studying the greats, seeing how they do it. I think my favorite artist is Drake because I think he's great at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
About telling stories. You hear like the beef he went through, the beef he went through and everything, and like on the recent album when I think the song was called "Make Them Remember," where he's talking about like just his dealings with everybody who was coming at him and everything. But he's saying like stuff that really happened in like an interesting, witty way. You know what I mean? So I studied a lot. I've definitely I studied a lot of Drake, and a lot of people from my era I think were great at that period when I was coming up and getting into music, which is like the Coles and the Kendricks.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Those are the goats right there.
Yeah, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick is like I feel like I can get everything I need from them as artists. Like if I had to study, like if I only had a select few people to study from for my whole career, like I feel like I could learn everything I need to learn from those three guys.
There's a reason they call them a big three.
You know? It's the reason why.
Although they won't admit to it.
Right. Well, now they sure won't.
They'll fight about it,
Yeah.
but I understand what you're saying. So, all right. And so you're a solo artist now and like you're making this music. So what year are we in? We're probably like 2024 at this point, 2023?
Well, I mean, the solo artist was from 2015 to now.
Oh, okay. My apologies. 2015 to now. Okay. Yeah. Well, so if you go on your Spotify and stuff like that, you go back and it's like 2022. I don't think there's much songs before that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't even, it was different times back then. It was before the streaming. Like 2015, it wasn't really, streaming wasn't big yet.
Gotcha.
That was still MP3 days,
SoundCloud. Yep.
Right. Like people still had iPods and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when streaming started taking off, I was still finding myself as a solo artist. But I think, my first streaming release was in 2021. No, 2019. It was
2019.
It was a song called Ratchet. Yeah. it was like originally I had made a song for a pilot series that I was shooting with my business partner.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with a theme song for one of the scenes, and then like it came out pretty good. So it was like, might as well finish the song and just upload it, put it out.
You got a lot of things up and coming, bro. Like right now, you're really hitting your stride. When do you feel? What was the turning point in your career as an artist that made you feel like, I'm here and I'm here to take over? Because I hear you mention how you love the area that you're from, but you're trying to get out of it. Just to get in different rooms, meet different people, and expand your brand and expand your audience. Right. So what was the turning point for you that really kicked up the notch in your career that you're like, I can do this. I have full confidence that the real Zelly Zel is the one?
So I know off the top of my head what that answer is. I'm trying to find out if there's before that, like even because it's just been such an evolution.
Yes,
but definitely in my current state right now, it was when me and my former business partner separated. Our life again, evolution. Our life was kind of taking our own course, so we stopped working together. And then it was like, all right, after that, she used to handle my and all the administrative stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So after that, I had to do all that on my own. At this point, it was just me. Like it was like sink or swim.
Yeah.
At that point,
I respect that.
But I've went through so much with her, like media training and doing. We did our own festival.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing Musikfest shows with her. Like I've been through so much training already before that moment happened, where it was like when it was sink or swim, it was like after a little bit, I was like, man, I'm not new to this. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't stop.
Yeah. And then during that time, me and Mello, DSP Mello Media, that's my shooter.
He's a dog. Shout out Mello.
Yeah, that's the man right there. We started like really like working together very closely, and we had went to a fashion show in New York, which is on the album Departure. I mean, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that,
right?
100%.
But there's a song on the album that like speaks about that time. It's called "Keep Up," which is also going to be on Loud Radio tonight from between 10 and 11. Shout out DJ Bez. He's going to be playing that. He's going to be playing that on Loud Radio. It's called "Keep Up." But that song was about that era. In 2024, me and him went to a fashion show in New York that he got hired for, and I went just like. I didn't have a role in it, but I was like, I'm gonna be with the media team and I'm just gonna have my phone and whoever's there, I'm just gonna like take videos of them because there was a bunch of models and stuff. I was gonna take videos of them, show them if you want it. I'll send you the clips just to network that way. But when we went, we saw, I mean, first of all, the models was like, top tier. Yeah.
That's what they were, man.
Top tier.
Hot plate.
Yeah. Spices everywhere. But like the people that came to watch the show were like people that had like, I know somebody who had like 1 million to 2 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
There was somebody else who had like 50K followers on Instagram, 100K, 20K. People there that were like children or daughters of like known people in the industry, or like what do you call it? The offsprings of hip hop historians were there.
I got you.
Like yeah. And Ron Browse was there. It was people that like, if you have a show out here in Northeast PA, you could have a really, really great show, but you're not gonna have a room full of people like how we were in a room full of people in that room in New York. So that was a real eye-opening moment for me in Mello as well, to realize that like, it's time to expand. Mm-hmm. At this point, I knew who I was as an artist. I knew like where I wanted to take it. And I was confident enough to know that like these new people I'm meeting in these new rooms, like I could hoop with them. Like metaphorically speaking, like, like put me in the gym with any other artist and like I could hold my own for sure.
Yes.
Because I make the whole song from scratch. And I know how to perform that song. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For me, in my heart, there's no drop off with me as an artist. I know I can deliver. So it's like, or like now I'm hell bent on being in the right rooms so that I can expand, so that the right people could see what I've been doing for years.
You're a complete artist.
Yeah.
A complete artist, capable of doing it right from the jump. If someone makes a request of a song, like I want to talk about a Black Culture shoot that you did, Black Culture track. That shoot was phenomenal by DSP Mello and
Beijing Yankee.
Beijing Yankee. I knew the last name was Yankee. I just didn't want to get the first name wrong. Yeah. And that was a phenomenal shoot that you were a part of there. We had Shop.io, Onaya Sadan was in there as well. Too, yeah. Very familiar faces. And then, you also created a track for that shoot because it was requested upon you by DSP Mello. Yeah. And, you said you had about like a week or 2 weeks to create a track.
Yeah, it was like maybe even less than that. It was about a week, but I had to do it in a couple days and then memorize it enough after that so that I could perform it at the shoot. So yeah, it was just like I'm in a space where if I need to make a song about a certain thing, I can have a pretty solid turnaround on actually getting it done. Mm-hmm.
Turn and burn, man. That's a complete artist, man. I really love those interviews. I think they show you even getting excited, making a Jay-Z Hova said, you know, like a Jay-Z reference, a voiceover. So like your
Young.
your impression's pretty good there. Your impression's really good. So I really appreciate seeing that, because the behind the scenes of everything is important for people to look at and see. So if you haven't, check it out. It's on his YouTube, the real Zelly Zel. Look it up on YouTube. You'll find it without a problem for sure. So then, you know, it sounds like you're starting to create a bit of motion for yourself. You're learning who you need to be with. You mentioned something that, like, you know, I know who I am as an artist. I know where I want to be. I know my goal. Who are you as an artist, and what are those goals?
I'm just like a introspective, authentic artist that is creating a world like purely off of like my style. You know what I mean? Like music wasn't something I wanted to be. I feel like it's more of like a ordained thing that I'm just trying to live through it and walk in my purposes. It's not like when I was doing the album, it wasn't like I'm doing this because I love it. Yeah, I do love it, but I feel like I was doing it because that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when I really lock in and I go put my best effort in music, good things just be happening.
They happen, man. They definitely happen.
Like, you know, so yeah, as an artist, I just feel like I'm just an authentic being. You know what I mean? Who's just looking to take it as far as I can go.
Well, let's talk about what happened to you that maybe definitely changed your perspective on life. As an artist, you know, like, because I'm telling you, leading up to the event that happened, which is an accident, an extremely unfortunate accident where it was near fatal, you know, for you.
Crazy to even hear that. Yeah, that's what happened.
So that happened, and leading up to those moments, though, you were moving, you were grooving. I saw your page. You're here. You're doing fashion shows. You know, you're making music. Everything's coming to a plan, and then life hit you with a hard pause.
Yeah.
Did you need that pause?
Yeah. In hindsight is 2020. In hindsight, yeah, I definitely needed that pause to kind of like sit back actually and just see how I was doing things and see how I could do things better, and just to really see like what it is for me moving forward in life, and also to really like. It was a moment of clarity of just like how important health is too. Like you can't be running around doing things on empty, you know.
Yeah,
you got to take care of yourself first. So I feel like that the near fatal accident was a blessing in disguise, honestly, because I've been going to the gym, you know. I try to make sure when I'm making moves and all that like if I'm being rushed around too crazy, it's like, you know, I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah.
But let me take it in my stride. Let me take it in my pace, because you can crash out literally if you're doing too much with too little. You know what I mean?
May I ask where you were coming from or where you were going when that happened?
Yeah, so that was I just got off work. I was making calls. I had like locked in a show that day. And then I actually had a show the next day that was coming up. Wow. So I was with my nephew. I was heading to his mother's house, which is my sister, in order to stay there because the show that was coming up was closer to her house. So I was, you know, rushing, trying to get my stuff together. And then my nephew was in the backseat in the car seat, and like, yeah, I was on my way to take him to his mother's house, and yeah, just I can't tell you how. I don't remember. I don't really speed when I drive, especially I'm not going to be speeding with my nephew in the backseat. Of
course.
So it's like I wouldn't have done that. All I could think is it was an older car. It was like a '96 Camry. So maybe something fell off. Maybe it was an animal. My nephew's too young to really tell you. I mean, I think he was on his phone anyway. But like, I don't know what happened.
Bang.
But next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. It's like a movie. It was like I knew I was in the hospital because I could see flashes of me being in the hospital. Like, you know, like when the movies when it's going in and out, and you hear like the beeping of the
check his vitals.
Right, you know,
scalpel.
right, you know, like
yeah,
it was just like going in and out of consciousness. I could see that I was in the hospital, but I didn't know why. I couldn't tell you why until I fully came back to consciousness, and then they told me. And by this time, they already did the surgery on my jaw, and my jaw is wired shut. But it was like, you had hit a tree. Wow. I was like, really? Like, when like I've been in the hospital for 2 days already.
Wow. Okay, so you were unconscious for two days.
Yeah, because they had to sedate me.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, yo, it was crazy. They on the site, they put the tubes down my throat and all that. Like, instantly, as soon as I got there, because I was unconscious and the blood that was coming down from my broken jaw was like, I could have choked on it. So they had to intubate me on the scene. They flew me on a helicopter. Me and my nephew went separate helicopters. They sent us to a level 1 ICU. And yeah, they had to sedate me and cut this. I have a scar that's healed really nice, but they had cut me open right here to go in and put the jaw back together however the best they could. Which yeah, thank God they sedated me, you know, for that. Thank God I don't remember none of that. But yeah, by the time I was conscious, they told me that they were informing me what they did.
How much of a miracle is it for you to be alive right here, right now?
I said it's a huge miracle. It's a huge miracle. And it's just so crazy because the fact that I don't remember it is just wild. Because it wasn't that crazy to me until I saw the reaction. When I came back from the hospital a week later and people saw me walking around, they were like, yo, it's a blessing to even see you in this state just walking around, even if you were hobbling around. Because in my mind, it wasn't that deep. Like, and for me, I just took a nap and I woke up. Like, it's crazy. But for them, they're the ones that are my family and everybody. For them telling me how they even got the news, to hear the album, it's like, okay, he got in an accident, nephew's good, or your son is good, depending on who got the news. My sister, when she got the news. But your brother or your son is in bad shape.
Wow.
So like for me to hear them tell my story, how they got the news and all that, that's what made me realize how much it is a miracle for me to be here.
How long was it until like emergency services got to you? Were you?
It was quick.
Okay.
Thank God. Yeah. I feel like.
Do you know who put the call in about the accident? Were people behind you?
Well, it was it was a older couple that stopped because my nephew was screaming help out the backseat and all that. So there was an older couple that stopped. I mean, I wish I knew who they were.
Oh, I was about to ask that, man.
I don't.
There's got to be a way for you to get that information, bro. There's got to be a way.
Right. It's probably,
Because they were your guardian angels in that moment, so to speak, you know, because your nephew's so young, you know, does he know the number to 911? I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just keeping it real, man. Yeah. So that happened. Your life has changed for better, right? It told you how to slow down, taught you how to just take care of your body. I mean, like a near-death experience for anyone, it's just got to be like, whoa, like that's I only got one chance to do this, and I'm gonna do it right. So shortly after that, you know, you transform your trauma into music by writing a track. If I have it here correctly, it is called "What a Day." What a day.
Word. What a day. What a day.
There's a track called "What a Day," and within that track, you really speak on the introspective part of what happened to you and how you perceive that day. What a day.
Right.
What a day it was.
Yeah. Yeah, what a day. That was the first song I released from the accident. It's funny because when I got in the accident, people were like, yo, it's your Kanye moment. You got,
because of the wired joint.
Right,
yeah, 100%.
It was like, you got to make an album with your wired shut, with your jaw wired shut. But it took. It sounds cool, but at first it's like, yo, I'm just recovering. Like, I'm not worried about none of that right now. But eventually, I was like, I gotta put this in. I gotta put this in the song. Like, I have to document it basically. And I made that song on the way back from church. Well, like that's what it started. That's where the idea came on the way back from church. And it took on a life of its own. And it was just like how it was received was a good moment for all of us. Cause it's like after the accident too, people were like, hey, are you still gonna make music? We don't even know what your status is. So for me to come back with the songs, like,
Did you guys go to like speech therapy at all?
Thank God, no.
Wow.
No.
Okay, good. Very nice.
Only had like I just had to go to the ENT to get my throat checked every now and then because I had lumps on my vocal cords at first. Yeah. So sometimes when I would speak, if I spoke too hard, if I was in a venue where I had to raise my voice, sometimes I'd be like, oh snap, let me stop talking because it's hurting my throat. So once that wore off though, I was good. But I never had I went to physical therapy only for my shoulder. I couldn't lift my left shoulder all the way up. But other than that, I didn't need any physical therapy for anything else.
Very good, man. You really made it out of that. You know, it was bad. It was really bad. You know, even that album cover, the single cover for What a Day. I'm assuming that's the car.
Yeah, that was the car, yeah.
Strong Tree, still standing.
Yo, for real. Like, shout out to Mother Nature because
Strong Tree, still standing, man.
But yeah, that car was crushed. It's crushed, man.
Crushed is an understatement. Yeah, it was definitely disembodied, if you would, you know. But let's get into Tea Time because after that, I really want to talk about the Departure album because that is what's most prominent right now and what's going on in your life. And within the Departure album, you can really see you departing who you were before into who you are now. So let's get into Tea Time. Cheers to Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. Let's do it up. Mango, mucho mango is your flavor. We're green tea here. Mr. Mike over there got original. We got the original flavors right now. The big three.
Big three. This is my mucho mango back in the day. I don't drink it no more because it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I know. That's why I only drink a little bit, but we love Arizona. He's reading the cal. Yeah,
63 grams.
Hey, you don't got to take the sip, bro. You don't got to take the sip. I won't be offended. I'm gonna take it.
I'm taking it because I don't do this often. So on occasions now,
it's okay to splurge every now and then, right?
Splurge every now and then.
So welcome to Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. Zelly Zel, I need you to pick one piece of paper out of here. Pass me the paper. I'll read the question aloud, and we will see what the Tea Time question of the day is. Here we go. I like your chain, by the way.
Thank you, brother.
What size is that? My size?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll read it. I'll pass it.
I think it's my size, actually. Oh, you gonna read it?
My handwriting is hit. Yeah, my handwriting is hit. Okay. All right. This is a very calm question, maybe controversial. So the Tea Time question of the day is pineapple allowed to be on pizza? That is the Tea Time question of the day. Is pineapple allowed to be on pizza?
You can have pineapple on pizza.
I agree.
If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. I've had pineapple pizza before with the ham and the pineapple. Mm-hmm. I don't really do it anymore, but at the time I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
No.
When you haven't tried it before, you're like, who the hell would put pineapple on pizza? But when you actually try it, it's like, I don't know who thought of it, but it's not a bad idea.
Add a little bit of sweetness to the sourness or whatever, or I don't know, not to sour.
The savoriness.
That's what I'm looking for. What do you call it? Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian pizza. I'm a fan of Hawaiian pizza. I think pineapples are allowed to be on pizza.
Yeah, I think so.
I think anchovies are not allowed to be on pizza.
Yeah, anchovies, I mean, like, why'd you even bring that up? Nah, yeah, pineapples are good. They're good.
Where's your favorite slice of pizza? Where are you going to get it?
Right now?
Yeah.
In New York, at Armando's Pizza.
Armando's Pizza.
Over by my peoples, Theo and Ayana. Over, where they at? They're like by Bushwick. Like, they're in between like Bushwick and Flatbush. And yeah, there's a spot called Armando's Pizza off Broadway. That's the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
That's a plug. I'm going to have to go there. Now I'm going to have to go make a trip and go check it out, man.
Armando's, yeah.
I would say out here for me, I would have to go with Da Vinci Pizza. Da Vinci Pizza over in the square. They hold it down. They do good work over there. Shout out my boy Tyler. Doing it big. But then there's a really nice Detroit pizza over here at Mutant Brewing. So shout out Mutant Brewing as well. Michael, is pineapple allowed on pizza? Let's hear your opinion. Michael loves pizza.
Yeah.
It's allowed, but I'm not a fan. I'll take a slice, but I'll take the pineapple off. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
fair enough. And where are you getting a slice of pizza?
Only
from?
place I go is Bwana. It's the only
Bwana Pizza.
If you haven't been to Bwana, go. Change your life.
Oh yeah,
it's like the closest thing to a New York pizza out here, bro. You walk in and the ceiling tiles are stained, so you know it's legit, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? That's what we gotta say. So that was Tea Time, not brought to you by, but inspired by. I know you just took a sip, but let's just cheers it real quick.
Cheers.
Cheers. Very well. The Zelly Zel is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it's for real. This ain't no lie. It's been a long time coming, and we're finally here. Now, before we get into Departure album, I just want to hit on one more thing. So one thing I noticed on your social media of this year, in January, your caption was year's almost finished.
Yeah.
What was that about? Because I was like, the year's just getting started. What does he mean by the year? It's in January. I'm like, year's almost finished. I'm like, what does he mean by that?
I always wonder what people would think, like what they were thinking when they saw me put that up. Because I put that on my note a lot. But like, yeah, my whole theory behind that is just like, that's how we're gonna treat it. Like after the accident and all that, it's like, man, time is limited. Like you don't know. Yeah, it could be. Like it's gonna sound morbid, but like the year could be almost over for who knows. It could be anybody. You really can't predict when things are gonna happen. So I feel like you just gotta live in the moment of like time is of the essence. It's right now. So when it was like 2 months in, 3 months in, it's like, hey man, at some point it's gonna be 10 months. It's gonna be 11 months. You could be like, damn, this year flew by. But like recognize it now. Like, do whatever you need. Dang, what happened?
Come on, Michael.
Supposed to be on
really?
silent.
Out of all people, you?
That's crazy.
That's our producer.
Nah, but yeah, like, realize the time is now so that you're not at a point later in the year or later in life where you're like, damn, this shit flew by. What happened?
Yeah.
Nah, take control of the minutes and the seconds that are going on right now.
The year is almost over. It's all about perspective, right?
Right.
All about perspective. And ever since your incident happened, I'm sure you've been chomping at the bit to get back out there, creating this album. Let me ask you, was the album in play before the accident happened?
Nah.
Okay.
Wait, was it? That's a great question. Well, okay. So right. Before the accident. Yeah. Before the accident, it was in play. At first, I wanted to do an EP.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do an EP called Departure, which is going to be like 5-6 songs. And then, yeah, like the accident happened, a bunch of stuff happened. And it was kind of like, it was an afterthought. It wasn't even a thing until, yeah, like once I recovered and all that, and I went through a year of like my recovery, and 2026 came, it was just like, what was happening was when I was meeting these new people, I'm going to these new spots and all that, and I'm meeting people in these new rooms and all that, and I'm showing them who I am as an artist. It's like, it's kind of, some songs are under Zel, some songs are under TheRealZellyZel, and it's not really a discography that you could really like look at and judge my artistry off of. So I was like, I gotta do the album. I gotta do it like an actual album. I feel like that's what I need to do now. So it's one clip. You go to Departure, and then you just got the list of 14 songs that you can go judge me by. You know what I mean? 14
songs. It took you approximately a year to create the entire album. I know you were spending nights in the studio.
So like, yeah, spending nights in the studio. So like when I decided to do the album, like, yeah, so how I had it previously was completely different.
Yeah.
The only thing, I still had the intro song is the same though. That's the only thing was that I took from when it was, in prior works. But once I decided to make the album, it was like mid-March. So from mid-March to I finished it, I think June 8th. So yeah, from mid-March to June 8th is when I like completely locked in, and I spent like the last 2 weeks, just spending nights at the studio.
I peeped that.
Yeah, in Bethlehem, I was literally, I had a blow up mattress, and like at first I didn't even have no sheets. I was just laying on the blow up mattress, not even a pillow. And sometimes I sleep on the couch because it was more comfortable there. But I was like, I gotta live with the music right now. And I locked in. Shout out DSP. He was really like a cornerstone for me throughout the process, you know what I mean? Even though it's funny because when I started making the album, he was like, yo, I just want to be a fan. Don't ask me nothing. But I'm like, bro, like, you're gonna hear it. I'm gonna be doing this for months. Like, you're gonna hear it. And then and I know naturally he's gonna have his input anyway. But he helped a lot too of just getting people in the studio, like getting skits done. And we formulated the rollout. What does the all right? We're going for Departure. That's obviously a flight.
What an awesome rollout, bro.
What does that look? Thank you.
Very nice.
It's like what does that look like? Mm-hmm. How do we deliver that? How do we stay in that aesthetic, but like make it feel like authentic and then not feel forced? And we came up with that pretty quickly. Like the ideas was kind of just like this was all really on. This is like the year's almost over. Like time is now. Like shit. We want to get it. we had the it was non-negotiable. It had to be done by summer. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts.
Non-negotiable, yeah.
Non-negotiable. So I had to have it done before June. June 20th? That's when the start of summer is.
Yeah.
So like, within those 3 months from me saying I want to do the album, we came up with the rollout and the songs and all that, and we just banged it out.
Now, the rollout in itself, you're at an airport and you're on the runway. Even the album cover is so sleek, bro.
Thank you.
How do you network your way to get on a runway? To do such a thing, because I'm like, they don't let anyone on there. We've all played Grand Theft Auto, bro. They don't let you on a runway. They don't let you do that.
You know what's funny? Some people, they see the artwork and it was like, yo, I thought, when we tell them like that was an actual plane.
Yeah.
People like, yo, I thought that was AI.
No, it's an actual plane.
It's an actual plane.
The BTS shows that.
Yeah.
I love it, man. BTS. You got some really good BTS out there. A lot of people can learn so much if you just take the time to look.
Seriously. But we did. There's an airport. JFK. You got the JFK, but they have a hotel by the JFK that's designed like an old-fashioned airport. So that's where we went to shoot everything. Because we've been there before. We've been there before to do photo shoots. But it was like, yo, that's the perfect location to shoot an album about taking a flight.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And what's great about it is that the aesthetics of it has like a red hue to it, like a red carpet, right?
Right.
It's
I like that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I didn't even put that together. Okay,
Hey.
The red carpet, okay.
That's what we do here. So it's like you're getting off the red carpet and you're going on a flight. You're going to depart, right?
Yeah.
But you had mentioned that you're leaving something behind. You're leaving the old you behind,
Right.
and you're arriving to be a new person.
Right.
And within this album, you have all types of tunes and beats that just really complement like a good dancing style. You had a wonderful album release party that I want to speak on as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, just creating an album, what are some of your personal favorite songs that you've created and really think stand out?
And first of all, shout out Beijing for doing the artwork too. She killed it. My standouts are easily I love the Afro song I have on there called Perfect Timing. That was the first time I did an Afro song. I've never done it. But it's been a long time coming because people have always told me they felt like my voice would sound good on that style. And I listen to Afro all the time. Wizkid, Thames, Burner. I listen to a lot of Wizkid. Like I really love Wizkid. His older stuff to the current stuff. But I'm always listening to Afro. So that was like to actually, I tried. There was a couple beats I was working on before I actually made the one that I made. Cause I was trying things, but I was like, I was like, nah, let me restart. But when I finally got the beat, that I saw it through, that I finished, I was like very, very happy with how it came out for me. Like I think that song was really like, it delivered the way I wanted it to.
You were challenging yourself.
Yeah,
into something new.
Right.
Exactly. That one's called Perfect Timing?
Perfect Timing.
Okay. And then you have Out of Time on there as well.
Yeah, Out of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
And Out of Time, you're talking about how, you're moving, you're doing all this stuff, but you're always gonna make time for that lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, because it's like, I feel like some people, I feel like you can understand when you're dealing with somebody or you're interested, you have an interest with you in somebody, but you're a guy who has a lot going on.
I get it.
I feel like sometimes, right? Like that song is like, yeah, I got a lot going on. We making moves, but like understand that I like you. So when I make time for you, I'm really making time for you.
Yeah.
Right? Cause like
I get that.
Like I could. There's a lot going on. I could blow you off, or I could just like not put effort. But I'm literally like taking a day where I'm like, I'm gonna not do nothing. Not do nothing. I'm gonna make these 2 hours or a couple hours or this day. I'm gonna dedicate it to you. And like, I feel like, I just feel like you should understand that. Like, I'm do that for everybody, right?
Yeah, she needs to understand that. You need to understand that, man. And something about you. No, right? Yeah, something about you.
About you.
About you.
And at the time was with Brianna. That's an artist out of Cali.
Oh, what a wonderful voice she has. What a wonderful voice she has.
One of my favorite singers. She's phenomenal. Beautiful chocolate woman. I love Brianna. But great energy too. And she just has like a swag about her that's just like undeniable. And she can rap too. She fire. Brianna,
Nice.
I gotta tap into Brianna. But yeah, About You, that's a song with Deja Destiny, which is an artist from Newark. And it's dope because to get a Jersey artist on a Jersey club song, it's just like, what better?
That's what needs to happen.
That's what needed to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So shout out Deja Destiny.
How I feel about you.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an incredible one to make.
Wonderful music video. Warm colors complimenting you guys and everything like that.
Shout out DSP. And then there's a song called August 16th, which is somewhat like an interlude. Yeah.
August 16th. That's featuring Nasir.
My nephew who's in a car accident.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. That's one of those moments where it's like, this whole music thing, it's me, but it's like beyond me too. Like that's a moment where it's like, you can't draw that up. Like I get in an accident with my nephew, and then later on, I find out like he has vocal gifts. His mom could sing, which is she's on Perfect Timing.
Okay.
Melody.
Okay. Gotcha.
She can sing really well. But like we didn't know that she going, there's no guarantee you're gonna pass it to your offspring. But the fact that he could sing, he sounded like a young Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Young man.
Yeah. So I told him, I'm gonna put you on the album. This is before I really knew exactly how I was gonna do it. But I was like, I'm gonna put you on the album. And like, I wrote the piece for him to sing at the end. We got him in the studio, and we just take by take, because he's young, so it's like he don't have no studio experience. But take by take, we just stuck through it to the point where he's like, "Can I take a break?" We like, "No, you can't." But
you're locked in.
But yeah, you're almost done. You're doing great. Just get back to the mic. But no, that was like one of the best moments from the album, especially because when his mom heard the finished product, it made her tear up. And then when my niece heard it too, it made her tear up, because that's just like the incident alone was just crazy that we both got into it. But the fact that he was able to sing it and deliver it the way he did was just like, that's the stuff that's like priceless. It's more than material. Like that's a spiritual moment for all of us. You know what I mean? So
100%.
That's what makes music so one of the most interesting things from like other art forms. It's just that you could really make songs make you cry. Like, you know what I mean? Just from it being touching.
August 16th is probably the most powerful song on the album because it's true, it's transparent, and then learn to find out that Nasir is a person who's singing at the end as well as a person who was. I was unaware that someone was in an accident with you until I've watched the interviews. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shoot, there was someone else there with him, and to find out that it was just your nephew as well, man. Like that weighs heavy on the soul, heavy on the conscience. Like, man, boy oh boy, are we glad he's okay.
Yeah, that was the first thing when I came back to consciousness. It was like, is he good?
Yeah.
But good. He his back was hurting for a little bit, and he had like a cut on his eye. But that was the furthest extent of his injury.
And then so we have your final track, which is Departure. Or no, excuse me, Arrival.
Yeah, Arrival.
Yeah, you arrived. You're here now.
That was probably my most difficult song to finish, which is funny.
Why is that?
I think that beat, when I made the beat, I was like, this is exactly how I wanted to sound. But I was like, man, the beat is almost intimidating. Like, I felt like everything I was writing was just not up to par with how the beat was. And then that was the last song. And then like, I'm like I was saying, it was non-negotiable to get it done before summer. So you want to upload it to the streaming services at least a week before you drop it, preferably a couple weeks. But with the time crunch, I'm getting down to like 4 or 3 days before the release date, and I'm still finishing the song. I'm like, bro, but
you're promoting a party too, or album release party,
I'm promoting a party and all that. So like that one was like it was tough to get it done. I don't want to ever be in the process of songwriting with like that much on the line, you know what I mean? I want the songwriting at least be done. If I'm gonna have to finish in touches the week of a release date and stuff like that, I want to at least be like the mixing and all that.
Yeah,
but I'm still songwriting it. You know what I mean?
That's like, nuts.
Yeah, that one I worked hard to get that song finished, but I feel like when I got it done, it was like Nah, it delivered the album home the way I needed it to.
Awesome, man. Congratulations. The album is available for everyone on all streaming platforms, and you may even be able to catch it at this year's Musikfest.
Oh, yeah.
Musikfest, right? Music. Right? That's how they say it. Musikfest. Which is happening when?
Musikfest is happening August 5th. That's a Wednesday. But that's a Wednesday you don't want to miss. Bro, like
5th year in a row, correct?
5th year. Yeah, the 5th
That's
year
awesome,
in a row.
man.
And like I've done like the last 2 years, I've done like Sunday nights at like 11 p.m. Just like, damn. Like that's a tough time slot to have. But like people did, it's a festival, so there's still gonna be a lot of people there.
Yes.
But like I want a Friday night or a Saturday night like that. But I'm like, sorry, we still going. Shout out Musikfest. I love the fact that Musikfest had me the last 5 years. But like we still gave it our all, delivered it, and but I've never been able to open up for anybody major on the biggest stage. But this year, to share the same stage with T.I. Wait, we stop?
No, keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, to share the same stage with T.I. and DaBaby. Like, DaBaby has one of the hottest songs for the summer.
He does.
Pop that thing?
Yeah, he does.
That's like super fire. The fact that I'm performing literally, I'm the person right before DaBaby's going on.
Dude, that's awesome. That is phenomenal, man.
It's crazy.
And that's just through consistency.
Yeah.
Creating a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot more than just music.
Yeah, I do.
You know, you're well-rounded all the way around. You know, you're a fashion mogul.
Yeah.
You're a businessman. You're out here shaking hands, kissing babies. Doing what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro, yeah.
And people know you. They hear your story. You've been on the news. You have wonderful production with all the things that you do, whether it's music, video style. You are a complete artist. You know, no one can take that away from you, man.
Right,
so,
thank you.
Mr. Zelly Zel,
Yes,
it's been an hour. We're at that time where we're gonna start wrapping up the show here.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure having you here. There's been a lot more that we can definitely still talk about.
Right.
So we're gonna have to schedule a part 2.
Yeah,
But we'll be
schedule
seeing
part
you
2.
at Musikfest. Check out Departure, the album. If there's anything that you want to say before we get off the air, that's your camera right there. The floor is yours. The real Zelly Zel is here.
It's really, I need y'all to be at that Musikfest show August 5th. That's my biggest stage to date. That's a huge stage. And the fact that I'm sharing the stage with T.I. and DaBaby, it's gonna be packed. You know what I mean? So I need everybody to be there and like really be there for the moment, because it's really like after almost dying in 2024 and coming back with the album on the stage with some of the biggest artists in the world. It's like, I need y'all to be there. That's August 5th. You gotta be there at 7. I go on at 7:30, so you better be there before 7:30. But other than that, yeah, listen to the album. It's Departure. Search TheRealZellyZel, search Departure, and it'll pop up, and just, listen to the good vibes. It's a summer vibe. So, you want to kick it by the pool, or, you want to hang out with your people. It's a great song to just throw on and just vibe out to. So yeah.
Shout out, 100%, man. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. It's been a long time coming. He's here. He's alive. He's well. He's moving. He's grooving. Tapping with the real Zelly Zel. Check out his website, TheRealZellyZel.com. Correct?
Yes, sir.
TheRealZellyZel.com. And I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, signing out. Peace.